Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Yes, it is official. XRP will be represented by Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse at the Crypto Summit coming up this Friday, and this is very important as it is now being widely reported that Bitcoin will be treated differently than altcoins such as XRP, specifically as it pertains to creating a strategic crypto reserve. And there will be no shortage of Bitcoin maximalists pushing for favoritism for the worst cryptocurrency, technologically speaking, that's ever been created. That's Bitcoin, of course. And it looks like, if a particular report I'm going to share with you is true, they actually might get that. I don't know exactly what that means, but apparently it's coming from somebody actually within the White House. Then there's also the question of, can this even happen? Can Trump unilaterally just create a strategic reserve? The answer might be no, and that would not be good for XRP holders either. And there's all sorts of additional questions. Like, for instance, is it going to be announced that that there will be no capital gains tax specifically on favored coins in a strategic crypto reserve, perhaps? Perhaps even XRP. Well, there have been indications that Trump wants this, like very legit ones, but can he actually push that through? Does he need Congress? Would Congress approve that? So there's a lot of moving parts to a lot of various crypto-related things here. I'm just glad that Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there because he's not a maximalist, and he will push for an even playing field while speaking all the good words of the decentralized cryptocurrency called XRP. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. First, take a look at this headline. Ripple backs launch of crypto-focused nonprofit with $50 million grant. So this is pretty damn cool because the way it's described, it sounds like a vehicle that is going to push back against incorrect information. And you know that there's no shortage of that from toxic Bitcoin maximalists. So not surprisingly, they are not happy with this. They want to be able to keep tricking people, spewing their lies, and any organization that's going to spread truth and push for an even playing field, they're not going to like that. So here we have the National Cryptocurrency Association, brand new here. And just this morning they wrote, proud to announce the launch of the National Cryptocurrency Association, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping Americans better understand crypto. Crypto is becoming mainstream, and the NCA is here to help people navigate the hype and confusion. We will offer education, guidance, and support, and shine a spotlight on the impact that crypto is bringing to real people across the country. To anyone and everyone using or holding crypto or wanting to learn more, you can visit their website and meet some of the 55 million Americans benefiting from crypto in their lives, our daily lives. And it's Brad, by the way, so Brad Garlinghouse, he did respond to this. Actually, this is it right here. He said, Ripple is proud to support the launch of the National Cryptocurrency Association. Over the last few years, crypto has catapulted to the mainstream. Today, 55 million Americans hold and use crypto, and many more are curious. Where, when, and how can I use this tech in my life? The National Cryptocurrency Association is chain agnostic, non-political, non-profit, is here to help by educating, raising awareness of all the utility that crypto technologies are bringing to real people every day. The NCA is independent of Ripple, but we are proud to support. So that's what I'm happy that there's another organization. Well, I say another one. There are all sorts of organizations that in theory are for the entire crypto space. But are they really? Because so frequently you'll find smarmy individuals running them and still running their stupid little face holes saying crap about XRP that doesn't make sense and any coins that they don't favor here. If we can have one that's actually chain agnostic, so it's just pro crypto in general, I would be for that. Because I know that truth and reality is on the side of the XRP holder. We say the true things, and then the Bitcoin maxis out there will blatantly lie and spew stuff throughout their stupid little echo chambers here. By the way, Stuart Alderati, who is Ripple's chief legal officer, he's the president of this thing. Look at this. I'm not going to read the whole post, but here he wrote, The NCA officially launches today, and I'm excited to join as president in addition to my role as chief legal officer at Ripple. So that's pretty cool. One point of confusion I wanted to point out here. So Brad Garlinghouse said the NCA is independent of Ripple, but we are proud to support it. Okay, well, that sentence on its own makes sense. But then we had this post that says, this is from the NCA, Ripple established the NCA to demystify crypto. So are they supporting it, or did they establish it? Or did they just mean when they wrote that they established it that they're a supporting member from the beginning? I don't know. A little confusing here. But I am enjoying all of the butthurt that is being displayed from toxic Bitcoin maximalists. Here's somebody named Alex with 250,000 humans following him. And he said, so he reposted Brad Garlinghouse sharing this news and wrote, "And a new enemy of Bitcoin is born, the National Cryptocurrency Association." That's right. It just launched. They haven't even done anything. But since Brad Garlinghouse is for it, it's a new enemy of Bitcoin. There you go. No, we're going to shred your stupid little lies. That's exactly what's going to happen. And I bet this organization, if it follows what it says it's going to do, that's exactly what we should expect. Oh, it's going to be hilarious. This is going to be ripe for content. Thank you for giving me, you stupid little maximalists. Thank you for giving me so much content so that I can make even more YouTube videos about how idiotic you guys are. Here's a post from a few days ago from David Sachs. That is the White House crypto czar, so he's directly in the ear of the president. And he shared this post on March 2nd. You may have seen it, but he wrote, President Trump has announced a strategic crypto reserve consisting of Bitcoin and other top cryptocurrencies. This is consistent with his week 1 executive order, 14178. President Trump is keeping his promise to make the United States the crypto capital of the world. More to come at the summit. Okay, so we knew days ago that this thing was coming, and the question has been, well, who's going to be there? One of the many questions, anyway. Well, here's a post from Brad Garlinghouse on May 2nd, and he is going to be there. We know that now. It's verified from multiple sources, but before we knew that, here's a post from Brad Garlinghouse. He said, "I've said this before. The crypto industry will achieve our goals and beyond if we work together. Appreciate the crypto president Donald Trump's vision of a government digital asset reserve representative of the industry. Maximalism is the enemy of the industry's progress. Glad to see President of the United States recognizing we live in a multi-chain world and that we're finally moving past Bill Henman and the Biden administration's SEC's very broken thinking. I will certainly continue to champion this while in Washington at the end of this week." Yeah, so that's good for everybody who is unbiased in the space. People like me, and I'm sure this is pretty much all of you listening, who hold a ton of different coins. And fine, like I'm biased and that XRP is my favorite coin. That's fine. I still want an even playing field, frankly. And that's important in part to me because even though XRP happens to be my favorite for a ton of reasons, and it's my largest individual holding, I hold 42 different cryptocurrencies. Yes, I would like everything to be treated with respect and fairness. And this right here, this post is exactly why. It's a great example of why toxic Bitcoin maximalists don't want they don't want Brad Garlinghouse anywhere near the president. Because he does want an even playing field, and the toxic Bitcoin maximalists, plainly speaking, do not. They want favoritism. That's what they want and they need that type of protection because Bitcoin, again, it's technologically the worst cryptocurrency that's ever created because it was the first. It's the least advanced. So they feel like they need that protection. Then there's the question of, can Trump even do this? So here's a post, an article from The Hill. Does Trump have the authority to create a crypto reserve? Trump has not made clear whether he plans to push for the creation of the reserve through an executive order or through Congress. Should he pursue the executive order route, he risks facing legal challenges over it, crypto observers suggested. He can make an executive order saying anything he wants, and it stands until it's revoked. It's expired. It's canceled. It's challenged in court, Kirkpatrick Bose said. So although the executive orders, essentially function as law, they will be struck down if the courts determine that the president has overstepped his authority. A reserve would have major economic implications, which could lead to complications as the president does not necessarily have the authority to modify the federal budget via an executive order, right? So this is the question. Are they going to find some sort of, kind of cute way to get away with this? Because if you're not going to have an approval from Congress, how does this go forward? You know that an executive order is certainly going to be challenged. So even if for some period of times it moves forward and XRP is part of this, is this something that's going to actually persist? Is it actually going to be implemented? Or is this idea of XRP being part of a crypto reserve is that a pipe dream for now. Now, I don't think that it's a crazy idea that the United States would have a crypto reserve at some point. It's just the question of, given that he's trying to get as much done as possible, as quickly as possible, is this the time where he can actually pull this off? Would it be under a different president? Like, literally, we don't know. So I'm hoping there's a way for this to get through, but via executive order. And I've been wondering this for a while. Like, can he actually get away with that? I'm skeptical of that, to be honest with you. I want this to be a thing, and I know you guys do too, of course. I'm skeptical of that. Here's a post though from Fred Rispoli. He's an attorney within the XRP community, and he said, "For those saying XRP, Cardano, etc., can't make a reserve without congressional approval, all I can say is we ain't living in 1789 anymore. Every day, the executive branch makes purchases that aren't legislatively approved. You think the Fed follows the 1913 Fed Reserve Act? Well, look, maybe you get away with it. I'm just not completely sold on that concept, even though I want it just as much as you, all of you listening. We'll just see what happens. But it's such a major thing, big picture for XRP. And depending on the scale, like honestly, there is a chance that, as I'll get to in just a second here, Bitcoin's going to be treated more favorably. And so I'm hoping that Brad Garlinghouse and everyone else that has isn't a toxic Bitcoin maximalist can help to push back against that idea. But tons of reports that Brad Garlinghouse is going to be part of this thing. I first saw it from Bank XRP. He shared a screen grab here. Saw it from Scott Melker, the Wolf of Wall Street. Brad Garlinghouse, CEO of Ripple, is going to be there. And we got this, though. Bitcoin to be treated differently from altcoins in the U.S. crypto reserve, says Howard Lutnick report. This is a little concerning here. All right, so check this out. More details about the potential U.S. crypto reserve are set to come out of the White House's inaugural crypto summit on Friday, according to independent political news outlet the Pavlovic Today. The president definitely thinks that there's a Bitcoin strategic reserve, Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick reportedly told the outlet. Now there will be a question of how do we handle the other cryptocurrencies, and I think the model is going to be announced on Friday when we do that. Lutnick suggested to the Pavlovic Today that Bitcoin would receive a unique status under Trump's plan. A Bitcoin strategic reserve is something the president's interested in. He spoke about it all during the campaign trail, and I think you're going to see it executed on Friday, Lutnick said. So Bitcoin is one thing, and then the other currencies, the other crypto tokens, I think, will be treated differently. Positively, but differently, he added. Okay, so that sounds like Bitcoin favoritism, and this is coming from part of the Trump administration. Howard Lutnick, part of the Trump administration. That is a bit concerning. Unless this is an actually fabricated piece, which, that would be a weird thing to make up. So I'm kind of skeptical of that. But if that's the case, woo. What does that even mean? To what degree is Bitcoin going to be favored? Now, look, I would expect that Bitcoin would be more heavily purchased because typically when you do stuff like this, you'll have a number of coins, and then the higher the market cap for the coin, the more money's invested in it. And that would be fair, honestly. Like I'd prefer to see the most money thrown into XRP because I'm biased, and that would be great for me. But to be honest with you, in terms of what's fair, that wouldn't be the most fair way to go. If you want a truly even approach, then that would probably be the best way to do it here. And you can make an argument that you buy an equal quantity of every single coin. That wouldn't be the worst thing either. But I don't even know if this is going to happen. It's like I understand that there's going to be every effort to push this through, and this is something that Trump campaigned on. I got that. But can he pull this off? Because structurally, it's still not clear exactly what this is going to look like. And then there's also this. I referenced this earlier in the video. This is a story from January 31st this year. U.S. Eric Trump announces zero tax for U.S. crypto investors. Eric Trump recently mentioned that there will soon be no capital gains tax for U.S.-based crypto projects like XRP and HBAR. That means investors in these projects could spend considerably less when cashing out their crypto for a profit. Okay, that would be for me, just not even having to pay taxes, and I would hope it would be retroactive for like at least a calendar year or something. If that happened, that would be, assuming I'm going to sell my XRP this year, which I believe is the case, this would be life-changing. Like even to not have to pay that extra, for me, it'd be long-term capital gains tax rate, 20%. That would be a large amount of money. Even just that portion, that would change some things for me. Now I don't know if it's going to happen, and I think that, and I'm expecting to be sitting pretty after this regardless. But talk about icing on top of a cake. Holy hell, that would be amazing. Now, given that it came from Eric Trump, and I saw the video of him talking about this myself, I know this is true. He's probably on the same page as his father. His father's listening to him. Wouldn't be surprised if indeed this is exactly how Trump feels, but we're still waiting to hear from him specifically. But then there are also questions of, can he even do this? And so I came across this article here, and they cited a toxic Bitcoin maximalist named Mike Alfred, and he wrote, breaking. Sources say Trump administration preparing to announce zero capital gains on crypto sales at Friday's crypto summit. Okay, I don't know if he's going to announce that or not, but then there's a separate question of, even if he announces it, can he do it? Okay, and I don't feel like enough people in the crypto space, including the XRP community, are addressing that. Can he do this? Is he going to be successful in pulling this stuff off? I know he wants to. Very happy about that. I know the president is pro XRP. Crazy, that's reality for us. I love it. Can he pull it off? Well, here's a post from Adam Cochran, who's not very happy with toxic Bitcoin maximalist Mike Alfred here. And Adam wrote the following. Mike blocked me for repeatedly fact-checking him, but that won't stop me. The president can't unilaterally change the tax code. Only Congress can. It is one of the few congressional powers expressly laid out in the Constitution. We need mandatory civics classes. Even if the president announced it or tried to sign it in executive order for it, that wouldn't make it law. It would make it no more valid than if I declared myself to be a cupcake. So there will be pushback against this. It's a question of from who and to what degree should this move forward. But yeah, through executive order, that's the question, because you can only get away with it until you can't. And I think that there would be pushback. I don't know to what degree successful. It would be superior if you could get this through Congress, but I don't know if there's the appetite for that, right? Like, you would hope yes, because people on the right are in charge right now, politically speaking. But there have been a lot of individual states that just are not interested in having a crypto reserve, Bitcoin or otherwise, like of any kind. Like, it's just on an individual level. So can you then get people who are representative of their constituencies to push it through on a federal level? Well, we'll see here. I just thought I'd share with you some of the roadblocks here. Like, it's exciting. It could be fantastic for us. But this is not exactly a slam dunk yet. I am glad that Brad Garlinghouse is going to be there, and there are some other level-headed people, but we'll see. We'll see what happens here. Here you have Vlad's going too. Vlad is the CEO and co-founder of Robinhood. He said, going to President Trump's Digital Assets Summit in Washington, D.C. this Friday, what are the most important issues to you? XRP community member and developer Panos wrote, capital gains on crypto, both for crypto companies and individuals, especially when digital assets are used for payments and to purchase things. And that's another thing. So I understand that a lot of us are trying to get life-changing wealth investing in crypto. There are people that want to use it as money, and then you're adding friction because every single purchase you make is a taxable event, and that is completely unreasonable. You've got to do something about that. So I'm glad he brought that up. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.